Well, let's see. It didn't happen the last time, but maybe this time. I'm going to start out letting you know ahead of time. And my wife, the photographer, because we accidentally stopped, honestly. But if I get enough likes down there in the bottom, I'll check back here after I work a little bit. I'll tell you a cool poem. Fun poem for me anyways, for this moment. So she's moving a little out of fear there, in my opinion. Whoop, too forward. I need her to back up. But like a lot of things that we start out with, we may start out a little afraid, but as we've done them a bunch of times, pretty soon, like me and roller coasters the other day with my daughter, pretty soon it gets no big deal. But it didn't get no big deal to go on that big one that hangs over the edge 14 stories down. I need a little more work up to that. But again, we're going to get on her back. We might have some shafts or slicker. Or might want to rope something, drag something up there. So we want her confident at that. We want her okay about that. Again, while they're little like this, since we have the time now, might as well get them used to this stuff. We've already been on her, so it's not like it's a requirement. It's just something else to get used to. And like my friend Al Dunning said, if you get them 1% better every day, in 100 days they should be, what? 100% better. But I'm more the skeptic, and I was like, providing you get them 1% about everything, and that's impossible. So you don't want to push it, but when you introduce things to them, if you can get them 1% better and not overexpose them, that's the trick. A lot of times people want to rush them to roping or rush them to riding or rush them to doing something. And if you overexpose them, or better yet, you get them in trouble and they get hurt or worried and they can't come back from it. Sometimes in some horses, you never know the time length, but some horses take longer than others to rebuild that trust because it's already been betrayed. If we could help them, they're like people too. If we can help people before they've completely, but it doesn't take so much to build that trust. But once you've lost that confidence, it takes tenfold to get it back. So I wadded it up again, and that doesn't bother her too much. So I'm going to unfold it again. I don't want to get caught up and tangled up in this rope, so I'm aware of where it is. But safety thing, you could always tuck this in your belt here. It looks for a little support there. I don't want to rub her with the slicker here, because maybe it'd come right under here and it'd scare her and she'd strike out at it, just not thinking about it, and hit my kneecap. So I don't like to get under here if I can help it with that slicker, because it might shock her, and I don't want her to strike at it. But I don't mind when she needs a little support and comfort there to give it to her. So I'm cautiously aware here. I'm watching her, she's real relaxed, she's soft there if I asked her to soften. She's not kind of in a striking frame of mind, but you wouldn't want to miss that. Some people would see me be in here and think, oh, I'm going to do that. And then that horse is going to strike at that slicker and probably catch your kneecap. And you don't want that to happen. So in that case, come back from behind this shoulder again in the butt. Now if she was going to kick out at it, I could just bend her there and bend that hindquarters away like that. Super soft and light. And that's what I mean, we could bend her hindquarters away. Wasn't as light that time, but it's almost, sometimes the time before was kind of a thought. I really didn't even pick up on her. I just kind of thought about her moving her hind. See? And that's the things we want to think of now, because that's going to pay dividends as we get on her back, thinking about her moving her feet forward. She moved her feet, but it was just going to be the hind, because that's kind of what we've been thinking. Now we want her to soften to stop. Good. Now we'll ask her to move out. She's had the saddle, but she's never had to pack that slicker. If it falls, that's unfortunate. That's one of those accidentally on purpose, but it could turn into something bad. And like I say, things happen. Things happen. I didn't want it to hook on that stirrup. I was actually trying to take it off before that, but I don't mind it kind of falling down there. Maybe that'd be my saddle. See, I don't want her thinking about it, because maybe she'd think she has to get defensive with it. It's good she can look at it, but I don't want to be there in range, and it's good that she can tolerate that, but maybe that's me one day. I don't know. My dad fell off. Don't know why. Broke his arm. Was it his arm? Mm-hmm. Yeah, broke his arm. Couldn't figure out why he fell off, but he just fell off. Getting on. Unfortunately, after he did the right thing, working his horse with a flag for a bunch of time, and I don't know, got lightheaded because of the altitude. There's a little better move. That left hind came unweighted a little. We'll re-rock her back. Good. Rock her back. Good. And we'll move her front feet again. So we teach them there, good, to kind of try to anchor that foot as we're building these babies. Because again, I want her to anchor her outside. Check her out before I come through here. So that as she's turning on a cow, she can push back off that cow and put that weight on that foot to come over there to take pressure off that cow. So it even goes back, way back to these basic beginnings as to what I'm teaching them. If I let her kind of come out of weight on that foot, then she's not going to be so prepared as I go to ride her. So I just want to be aware of those things. Again, some people want to turn on an inside hind foot. Might win you $1 million at the cutting, or at the, not the cutting, at the reining. So it could be useful. But I want mine more on an outside hind foot, but you have to decide. But I don't like them swapping ends. There, and now she's getting ready to come out of balance. See, I got her back just in time, if you saw that. She was just getting ready to lift that right hind, and I rocked her weight back. So I caught her getting unprepared before she got unprepared. Want her to move away. Again, there's a respond and respect without fear. Maybe she'd get afraid when I move her. Then that's okay. But I want her to yield to me too here. There. And while I'm, come back, see? Come back. Keep a place for me. Don't block me. Now the front quarter. There. Come back. Whoop. See, I couldn't get her back in time, but I tried. Move your feet. Now come back before you come unprepared. Now move your front feet again. Good. Now come back. 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 There. There, she started to yield a little. Walk off. Don't walk off. Nobody told you to walk off. Don't walk off. And if you're not careful, you gotta come through. Just doing hindquarters, front quarters, hindquarters, front quarters, you teach them to walk off after. You gotta learn to reach that left front back more. She's pretty rigid on it. Not forward. There, it started to bend at the knee a little more. Not great, but nobody taught you to walk, told you to walk off. She says, I wasn't going to that time. Now this is the sign to walk off. Give you that slack. This side she bends her knee better, see? There she's coming unprepared. If I kept going, I'm gonna keep going. See, she's gonna walk out of that if I don't rock her back. Her right hind's in the way. There, she rocked that back. Now she could continue on. And that's how we start to build those arena roses. But again, it doesn't have to happen today. But she's pretty good if I pick up the rein and direct her out and back there. But driving her continued out and back, she gets in trouble a little bit. Keeping her weight on that foot. Stay back. Stay back. There, she bent that knee a little bit. And she waited. And that's a start. Now, are you ready? Don't stop it this time, please. Because if they click that like button or subscribe, if some people already liked it, maybe they just need to subscribe. Nope, not yet. Thanks. You know what? My friend told me, he told me, just tell him. When you're breaking out a Bronco, you better get them slicker broke. So you have to do it someday, like today maybe, when it isn't any joke. And the wind begins to blow in, and it snaps their mane and tail, and the big black clouds are coming, full of lightning, rain, and hail. You know, if you get off him, they will likely pull away. So you try it from the saddle, and you're hoping that you stay. Well, now your horse begins to bucking as about the time you get it halfway on, and your arms and sleeves are tangled. He throws you, thud, and then he's gone. Now your slicker, see if this is the one. No, it wasn't this one. Your slicker's torn and busted in the wind. It's blowing your hat. And you see your horse and saddle going drifting over the flat. About that time you get a good idea and you don't forget her, pal. Maybe slicker break a Bronco in a mighty good corral. So that's the poem. So if it rains today, I don't know. She's not on the payroll yet. But it could. Like, I know, like, I do clinics in Ireland, and their horses are the opposite. They get scared when you take your slicker off. If they see dry ground, like our horses don't see water in the desert much, so they get a little worried sometimes because we don't take that time to prepare them. I know, crazy dog. So I do like to ride on the East Coast some, so I want to prepare them for that. In case I ever haul them from my clinics back there, they're already used to it before they ever get older. Again, I know some of you, if this far along, you might as well click the like button. Or drop me a comment, tell me how much you hate it, because I don't know why you'd waste so much time if you didn't like it. So anyways, I hope you do enjoy the video. All fun aside, it's a fun day with my wife and I. Again, we do this to give back to you. It's our way of kind of giving back. We're kind of getting older, so it's nice to be home with the family and not travel so much. But if you could, yeah, drop us a comment or a like or something. It really helps us out. We do have guests who come in. We were talking about it the other day. A lot of people didn't know that. And I do clinics all over, so all over the world. Look at my website, paulleadshorsemanship.com. Kind of limited to Europe and a few others, but yeah, if you're interested, drop us a line. Happy trails. Enjoy the journey.